you ever said something like, just not a confident person, or this always happens to me, or I have to do this, or everything will fall apart? And then realize days or years later that you'd been living in that sentence like it was your actual address. Hi again, I'm Dr. Heidi Heron, and today we're exploring something subtle but incredibly powerful. How the language you use out loud and in your mind literally shapes your consciousness and your beliefs and your experience of reality. Because here's the thing, words are not just labels, they're containers. They carry energy, they carry structure, and they teach your brain what to expect. In NLP, we talk a lot about the power of language patterns, how certain words limit us, and how others expand us, and how the way we talk to ourselves can either anchor us in fear or open us to freedom. Let's start with a little neuroscience. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It responds to language as if it's the truth. When you say, I'm overwhelmed, your nervous system hears, alert, you're under threat. Your muscles tense, your breath shallows, your focus narrows. But when you say, I'm noticing a lot of things that are happening right now, that same nervous system hears, you've got this. There's no need to panic. Same reality, different words, completely different response. The neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Nurberg, in his book, Words Can Change Your Brain, says a single word has the power to influence the expression of genes that regulate physical, emotional stress. Think about that. Your vocabulary can literally activate or calm your biology. That's not just communication, that's consciousness. That's consciousness. Now, let's look at it from a spirituality standpoint. In the Bible, it says, in the beginning, there was the Word. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, thoughts are things. Words are molds that shape energy. And in Eastern traditions, mantras, spoken words, are used to realign consciousness and connect the divine. Words are vibration, and vibration shapes reality. This is also reflected in quantum physics. The observer effect shows us that what we focus on influences how energy behaves. And what's one of the main tools we use to focus our attention? Language. Your words are like a lens that you put over your awareness. They determine what you see, what you expect, and how you feel. Now, here's a quick metaphor. Imagine that you're wearing a pair of glasses and on the lens is written a phrase like, I'm always behind, or nobody gets me, or things never work out. Now, everything that you look at is tinted by that belief. But what happens? What happens if you took those glasses off? What if you chose different words, ones that reflect possibility, resourcefulness, truth? Suddenly, the same world looks completely different. This is why in NLP, we teach people to shift from the problem language to outcome language. Instead of, I can't handle this, try, what would it take for me to navigate this? Instead of, why do I always mess this up? Try, what can I do to learn from this and do differently next time? Because it's not about pretending that everything's perfect. It's about using language that keeps you open instead of stuck. Even something as simple as changing I am anxious to I'm noticing some anxiety creates distance. You go from being the emotion to observing it. And you know what lives in observation? Consciousness. Choice, freedom. One of my favorite tools is what I call a language audit. You just listen, really listen to how you talk about yourself and your life for a day or two. Notice the absolutes, always, never, can't, should, must. Notice the identity statements, the I am this, I'm not that, I don't do this. Notice what stories you're reinforcing just through casual speech. And then gently, lovingly, start experimenting. Change I have to I get to. Change I'm terrible at to I'm learning how. Or change I'm stuck to I'm at a turning point. Each of those little shifts changes the internal landscape. It tells your nervous system, I'm not in a cage, I'm in motion. And if you're someone who coaches, teaches, or influences others, pay attention to the language that you reflect back to them. Are you helping them or reinforcing limits? Were you inviting them to a new reality? You can even ask a client, what do you want? But if they reply, I don't know, and you stop there, you've closed the loop. Instead, if you say, if you did know, what might it be? You open a new neural pathway. That's the power of language. It's a key. And when used consciously, it opens doors you didn't even know were locked. There's a quote by Florence Scovel Shinn, a metaphysical teacher from the early 1900s, who said, your word is your wand. Speak carefully, speak kindly, speak as if what you say matters, because it does. So maybe today you just choose one phrase to retire, something you say out of habit that keeps you small. And then you choose a new phrase or try something new on. And it's like a pair of shoes you haven't broken in yet. Walk around in it, see how it feels, notice what shifts. Because consciousness isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's a quiet choice to change the way you narrate your life. And that choice, made over and over, rewrites your internal world and eventually your external one too. Thank you for listening to your words a little bit more closely today. They are powerful, and so are you. I'll see you next time.